Are you sitting on the sidelines right now because the monthly payment on the house that you want is just $300 to $500 too high? Have you ever run the stress test numbers and thought, if I could just shave a little off that payment, I'd be in? Well, if you answered yes to either of those, keep watching, because today we're talking about one idea that could get thousands of Canadians into the market tomorrow, and that is 50-year mortgages. Trump is pushing them in the US. The question is, should Canada finally do the same? Hi, I'm Gord from the Real Estate Investment Institute. The average Canadian home today is now around $676,000. First-time homebuyers are 40 years old, the oldest ever. And the number one reason people are locked out? It's actually not necessarily the price tag, it's the monthly payment, and that's a brutal stress test. So let's look at the one change that could blow the doors wide open. Here's a real example. An $800,000 house, which is a realistic starter price in the GTA or the Vancouver area. 30-year amortization at current rates around $4,300 to $4,500 a month. A 50-year amortization drops that to $3,700 to $3,900 a month. That's $500 to $600 less every single month. And that lower payment alone can push you over the stress test line and let you qualify for $80,000 to $100,000 more house. Now, we're not talking theory, we're talking real families who are $50,000 of borrowing power away from getting into the game. At the Real Estate Investment Institute, we run these numbers every single day with agents and investors. And the data is clear. A 50-year option would instantly unlock the market for tens of thousands of buyers. Now, the second you say 50-year mortgage, the critics scream, you'll pay double the interest. You'll die still owing money. And they're not wrong if you actually keep the mortgage for 50 years. But here's the stat nobody wants to talk about. The average Canadian moves every 8 to 10 years. That's CMHC data. Very few people ever pay off a 30-year mortgage, let alone a 50-year. So for 95% of buyers, the low payment benefit is real for those 8 to 10 years. And the double interest nightmare never fully happens. Think of it like this. A 50-year mortgage is training wheels. It gets you on the bike when you need the stability the most. And once you're rolling, income up, equity growing, you rip off the training wheels off at renewal or with prepayment and crank the pay down. At the Real Estate Investment Institute, we hammer the 8 profit centers of real estate investing. One of the biggest is mortgage paydown. That's forced equity building every single month. A 50-year term slows that profit center down in the beginning, no question. But if you treat it as an entry tool and then accelerate later, you still capture the equity that you need to leverage into your next deal. And that's how you can turn one property into 3, and then 5, and then 10. So who actually wins with a 50-year option? Well, first-time homebuyers in expensive markets, self-employed people who barely miss the stress test, young families who just need breathing room right now. Who loses if they use it wrong? Long-term buy and hold landlords who want maximum cash flow and equity velocity. Anyone who sets it and forgets it for decades. Used deliberately as a bridge, not a cradle-to-grave plan, it's a game changer. So the answer? Yes, Canada should absolutely bring in regulated 50-year mortgages targeted at first-time homebuyers and new builds only. It's not about creating lifetime renters of our own homes. It's about removing the single biggest barrier so more Canadians can start building real wealth through real estate right now. If you want to master exactly how to analyze deals like this, cap rates, cash and cash returns, debt service coverage ratio, the full 8 profit center framework, come join us inside the Real Estate Investment Specialist designation. There's a link in the description. Drop a comment right now. Would you take a 50-year mortgage to finally get into the market? Yes or no? I read every single one. Like, subscribe, turn on notifications. I'll see you in the next one.